Hello, my name is Franklin and welcome to my channel. Today I'll be working on a Brece Broom sweeper. I'm going to install a 12 volt DC aftermarket air conditioner. This air conditioner runs on 12 volts DC only. Doesn't need any pulleys, doesn't need any air compressor. It runs on the engine, doesn't have any belts or anything like that. It has a DC 12 volt air compressor that operates the compressor completely 100%. And that compressor is connected to the evaporator, which causes the machine to cool. Now, I purchased this one here on Amazon, and they also sell them on eBay. But as I want to tell you now, you get what you pay for. The prices run from around $300 up to $1,500. Now, this one here has two pieces. They come with the evaporator and the condenser, and the wires and the hose to connect them together. That's all you need. But there are some that are completely set up. There's one piece. You just sit it on the roof, bolt it down top of the hole, and then bolt the bottom piece on with the controls. That's already compacted, complete. Freon's already installed, everything. You don't have to do nothing to it but just set it on top, put the cover on the bottom, and cut them on. And this one here comes with the outside condenser, kind of like one of those mini split units, and it has the evaporator connects inside, which you got to mount anywhere, it doesn't matter. And you have to add freon to this one, which I'm going to do. But the other ones come complete. You don't have to do nothing. Okay, you can see the condenser unit up there, which is separate. Like I said, if you purchase one that's a little bit more expensive, you won't have that. You have the regular little dome up there. I don't know if you can see the other one. You'll just have that little white dome up there, and it would be coming out the air at the bottom. It'd be like a one piece. That was a little bit more expensive, close to $1,000 or $780. So I bought the two piece, which has that piece and the other piece that's on the inside, which is that one right there. And you can see the cables, the hoses going through. These little hoses come out the back and go up to that. Now, if you spend more money and buy the expensive one, those hoses won't be there. And this thing here won't be there. It'll just be one piece. And you want to add freon. We're going to add freon in a minute. Okay. Now, this one here, both of them are 12 volts only though. So you see this 12 volt cable here? That's 12 volts. And those two wires right there, you see that black one and the red one? Those go straight to the battery, and that's all you need to operate. No compressors, no nothing. No pulleys, no belts. Now, if I put those straight to the battery now, it will be on regardless of whether the vehicle's running or not. So that thing will be on and drawing juice from the battery even with the machine off. So I'm gonna have to find out which one of these wires has power only when the key's on, and I have to put a contactor relay similar to that one, which you got to remember that one there that we're looking at is for a starter, so it's only intermittent duty. It's designed to operate only when you're cranking the car only, or the vehicle. If you leave that one on for like 5 or 10 minutes, it's gonna burn to a toast. So you got to order one just like that, but it has to say continuous duty, and they cost around 50 bucks. That one there probably costs 15-20 bucks right there, because it's intermittent duty. It comes on when you're cranking the vehicle and that cuts off, whatever. But the other type, it looks exactly the same, but it's continuous duty. It can stay on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Nothing will happen to it. But it won't cost 20 bucks. It's around $51. And I had to order that. I ordered it a little while ago, and it won't be until tomorrow. They didn't have it in stock. So what we're gonna do now is connect it direct, these two wires, straight to the battery for now. And I'll tell the owner, make sure you don't leave it on while the vehicle is off. And then that way, by tomorrow when the part comes in to the relay, I can wire it to the ignition switch with another relay, so you won't have that much power. And then that way, it'll only come on when the vehicle is actually running. So let's get to it. Okay, this air conditioning system comes with two pieces basically. It came with this part, which is the fan and evaporator unit. As you can see, it has 4 little vents where the cold air is supposed to come out, and it has a little digital control panel. And we'll go over it here in a little while when we get it all connected. So all I have done so far is put in 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts, and both of them straight up against the roof. That's all I've done so far. And this expansion valve has 2 screws on it. And it's fastened it to the evaporator unit, and that's it. That's the plug for the controls that go outside. And then, let me show you what's outside. This is the other part that came in the box. Like I said, this one's on 12 volts only, nothing else. As you can see, this cord here, this here connects to the battery, and I'll wire it so it'll come on with a switch only, so it won't be staying on and running all night until the battery goes dead, even when the machine's off. So, and here it came with these hoses here. The other ends of these hoses are inside, so you're going to have your discharge and your suction, and it has your two connections right there. You can see one connection's right here, and the other one's in the back there. You can see. So all you do is, and I'll hook those up in a minute. You can see where this here connects to one, and this one here connects to the other one. And they have the same connections on the expansion valve on the inside. And that's pretty much it. You just got to make a good hole. I used that little 2-inch hole saw, and I cut a hole right there, and I put this little thing here around there, and I'll put silicone and I'll put some foam in there. I'll straighten it up, and I'll put some zip ties on it to zip it, tie it down real tight. And then we'll put freon in it and give it a shot, because I don't believe it's charged at all. We'll have to put in some R134 freon. But that's pretty much all there is to it. It doesn't have a lot to it. It only came with these two pieces, and it runs on 12 volts only. No pulleys, no belts, no nothing. I'm looking forward to seeing it operate. Okay, as you can see, this is the expansion valve. That's where these two hoses go to. These are the hoses that were outside that I just connected. They came in through this little hole right here, and they are very long, so I have to fold them up a little bit. I guess that's kind of a universal design for many kinds of machines. So what we're going to do now is connect those into there, and then this wire here also comes, that little wire there, this comes from that condenser unit also, and this would also just plug into there, and then we'll wire tie everything up, and then we'll have to just add some freon. So like I said, all we do is connect from this expansion valve to that condenser on top, and we connect this wire right here, and that's pretty much it. I'll put 4 bolts to hold this up, and I'll bolt the other one from the top. I'll put 4 3/8 bolts on the top down and bolted it up. And supposedly you just add freon and that's it. Connect the 12 volts to the battery, that's it. Well, I will say you'll have to have a good battery that'll operate have enough amps. I think it has to be at least 10 amps. So we'll go ahead and connect these in there now. Took this one off. This one goes here. This kind of goes in there like that. The other cap comes off. And it goes in that side, and then we'll put it in position so it won't be in the way. I'm sorry, that goes in there. And there like that. Both of them are in there. Okay. Let's get on the other side. Okay. Once you get them both in there, you put this piece over it like that. This little metal piece here. That's a clamp that holds them down. Put it over the expansion valve like that. And you put in the mounting bolt as soon as Okay, now I got it in position. I got it zip tied up here good. I'll put 2 more in a minute. Just wanted to get it up in position. Now that it's in place where it's gonna go, I gotta find the right size Allen wrench and tighten that up now. Okay, let's go ahead and tighten this up now. Okay. Tighten it up good. Okay. Now that's in place. Now I can, I will fold this up here. Okay. Okay, so I got the hoses. I ran these 2 hoses here to the inside, all the way in and on the ground. This is the one for the 12 volts. It goes to the battery. And that other little skinny one there is when I went to the controls of the other set of the evaporator unit. So what we're going to do right now is connect these hoses up out here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this one off of here. I'm going to pull that off. I'm going to go ahead and pull that plug out of there and connect this one here first. Has a seal on it there. See, it has that green seal, so you should be able to just push it in, tighten that up like that, tighten that one up. Okay, and it's up here, so there shouldn't be any reason why it's hitting anything. And I can see there's one more. I believe it's this white one right here we take off, and we connect this one here, there. Get it out a little bit, some of it out. And that one's probably going to have to go up like that. Probably going to have to go up like that. Okay, now we're going to connect this other one here, and it connects right here to that one right there. So let's go ahead and take this cap out of here. That's just a seal to keep the dirt out of it. While it's waiting, let's go ahead and pull that off. Go ahead and pull this one off here. Okay, that one's off too. Nothing's in there. We look for the seal. See the green seal's there. Stick it in there. Okay, let's get some more of it out. Okay. Has to go down. Let's put some more of it inside. Maybe I need to put it in through this way instead. Let's put it in through here. There we go. Put it in through here. Put it down there, like that. Let's make sure we get it all the way down in there. Okay, let's take a look. There's the seal there. Let's see if we can get it down in there some more. All the way down in there. Then we'll tighten this up. Get a bigger wrench. What we're going to do now is we're going to connect the power to the power supply. See, we got a red one and a black one. One's positive, one's negative. You see this battery here, it's got a little negative thing here. Of course, the black one's going to go here. And over here, it's got a little positive symbol. So that means the red one goes here. Now I have the controls disconnected in there, so nothing should come on. Just got to connect this on there. That was a little small. Let's fix that. Okay, I've installed the gauges. You can see the red one goes to the high side. It only fits on one side. Make sure this one here is all the way counterclockwise to the left, so that it's not open, the ones from the to the inside. So we're going to bleed the system. So all the way here, the valve is still open, and then the blue one goes to the low pressure side, and it is in there. See it right there? Make sure it's counterclockwise. You pull these little deals up here until it seats and let it go down. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and connect the freon can to the system. Now I'm far from an AC guy. I'm not an AC guy at all. I'm just a cheapskate. That's why I'm doing it myself. So I put the can on here. I move it turn this all the way in. I pull it halfway out. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bleed the system. My finger on here. See if anything comes out. This will be closed all the way to the right. Completely closed. Push this down. Okay. See that? That's the oil coming out. Now we got oil to the system. We'll go ahead and close this one here on the inside. That is the line for the... I screwed it in. So that means the valve should be open to the compressor. So now I'll open it up here, and it should fill up the line. All this oil should be going into the compressor. And before we did this, we actually checked for leaks. We connected the vacuum hose, and we left it charging. Well, that's the vacuum, and we cut it off for about half an hour to make sure to hold the vacuum charge. I'm not a AC guy, but that's what I did. And it said in the book that it takes around 600 grams to charge, and it said that it takes this PAG oil right here, PAG 46, for this particular system here. But if you buy the other system, it'll come and it'll look just like this one right here, and it'll be one piece. So you don't have to do any charging, no vacuuming, no nothing. And this can is completely empty. So we want to close this up. Yeah, that's in there. It's closed up. So we want to close that up. I'm going to take this off and put a can of refrigerant next. Okay, as you can see, I took this thing off of the other can and screwed under this right here. These new cans don't leak. They have a little rubber seal so you can unscrew them and they stop. So you screw all the way down and screw back up, open a little bit. And then you want to push this down and bleed out the air. Okay, we got refrigerant there. We're good. Open, and then we want to open up this one, and it should go in the system. We'll put some, we haven't cut it on yet. We'll plug it in and cut it on in a minute. It says it takes 600 grams, which is about 454 grams is a pound, so maybe like a pound and a quarter. This is only 12 grams, 12 ounces here. So it would take about, so we'll see how it goes. We'll have to cut it on now. Now that we got it system set up like that, we'll go down to the bottom. That's open. And the other one, now we're going to go down and cut on the system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug this back in first. This little connector here that I took off. I hear it beeping. Now let's see what's going on here. Then you want to go power, I guess. It's on. Okay, it came on outside and inside, so whatever 42 is. Okay, let's go outside and see if it's sucking in freon. Okay, it is sucking in the refrigeration. I can hear it, and I can see it moving there. See it moving right there? So it is sucking in refrigerant. Okay, now we're going to open up the high side pressure so we can see what the pressures are on the high side. We're not going to put any freon in there, we're just going to open it up. Let's see what's got in. Okay, it says that it's supposed to be around 15 on the low side, and it said 221 on the high side. That one's closed. Okay, as you can see, it's on between 60 and 70 there, and it's 225 on the high side. It's hot here. That's closed off. Let's take a look at it and see. Okay, let's go inside and check it out. Okay, the machine is running. I cut it on because I forgot. I don't want the battery to go down, but it is very cold. It's cooling me off. That guy may not be good enough, but seems to be working okay. Okay, looks good. I'll have to pretty the wires up and put some new covers. Thank you very much for watching my video. I really appreciate it. The system worked a lot better than I thought it would. It got down to around 60 degrees, so that's good enough for this little thing. I'm going to recommend to the customer that he buy some of that window tint to keep, because it has a lot of windows, to keep some of the sun out, and it should get even cooler. Like I said, make sure you, China's good stuff, but it takes a while to get here, and also because of the tariff. So I would check first, see if you don't mind taking about a month, you can buy it from there. But if you want it quickly, you have to get it from Florida or someplace local and check to make sure it's going to come from. And then you want to make sure that if you want a one piece, you don't have to worry about charging freon or vacuuming or running any lines or anything like that. You can buy the one piece, 12 volts, the exact same thing, but it will cost you like twice as much or maybe a little bit less than that. But in the long run, I think that it might be best just to buy the one piece, because when you add in the labor, the cost of the freon, the cost of the oil, the time you spend running hoses and cutting holes and all that stuff, it might be about the same price if you just bought one piece and set it up on top and be done with it. So something to think about. Maybe in a cheapskate, I bought this one right here. Now we're good. Thank you very much for watching, and if you don't mind, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you in the next one.